Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Ashrafil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So last week, we started to look at the word tanzila. Yes, the word tanzila. And then we decided, or we didn't decide, I just listened to your opinions of what this word was. And one of it was that it is a fi'il. Okay, tanzila is a fi'il. My guess is, correct me if my guess is wrong, maybe you thought this was a fi'il because of the ta. Yes, because we said that fi'il mudari starts off with the letters anita, right? So this is a ta. But you need to look carefully also at the ending with mudarics. Okay, it is definitely not a madin. Okay, this can't be a madin. But with mudarics, you have to look the front and the back. Yeah, and we see that there's a ya here, because I think we all agree that the root letters. Okay, what are the root letters here? What are the root letters here? Ta nun or nun zai? Which one? What's the? Yes, Sister Fazana. Yes, noon.
Sorry,
Yes.
Sister Zrida, I just joined with my mobile computer because I cannot see the screen. Sorry, I'm sorry for disturbance. That's it.
No, it's okay. All right. But can you see the screen now?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So it's noon, zai and lam, right? And yeah. And which, if it is a, you say it's a fi'il mudari, right? But I'm saying that if it is noon, zai, and lam, right? What's that ya there? Yeah, what's that ya there? Because we should be looking at, if it is a mudari, because we've ruled out the madi, because madi, there is no doer at the front. Yeah, you look at only the endings. Fi'il mudari is the one that you look the front and the back. And why we thought maybe this is a mudari, because of the ta. Yeah, but the thing is, with tas, when you have ya, it must come with a noon, unless it is mansub. Yeah, so this is where, well, we have to start thinking, maybe it's not a fail. Yeah, maybe it's not a fail. But the date giveaway, actually, the date giveaway is this, Z. This is kasra. This is majrur, jar. Yeah, and this is also jar. And we can see that this too is something like mausuf and sifa. It looks like a mausuf and sifa. Yeah. So when you see another word and beside it is an isim that is jar, something has made that isim jar. Okay, and then we see, hey, this is light. There's no fatatain. This is just a fatha. And we saw just now that it couldn't have been a fi'il mudari. Yeah, so that in itself should already confirm that this is also an isim. Yeah, because things become majrur only for three reasons only. And you need to memorize these three reasons because it's just three, okay? So nothing difficult about it. Why does an isim become jar? First, when there is half of jar. Obviously, there's no half of jar in this. Yeah, there's no half of jar here. So the next thing would be an idafa. Yes, an idafa. And this is where it fits in because this is light and this is jar. So this is obviously an idafa. So we have to do step by step. Still look. So okay, this is ta and ya. Maybe it's a mudari. But then if it's ta and ya, then this has to be a nun before it's a mudari. Yeah, but this is a lam. Unless of course the ya is a root letter. But we already ruled out that the ya is not a root letter, right? It's only nun, zai, and lam. Okay. Then the other giveaways is followed by a majrur isim. So it has done something to the isim. So it itself has to be an isim. We know the rules, right? For half and jar and it's majrur, there cannot be any distance. Yeah, they cannot have a long distance relationship. Jar and majrur has always to come together. Yeah. Idafa, the same thing. Mudaf and mudaf ilay always comes together. There is no distance between the two isms. The third condition where something can become majrur is what we see here. Mausuf, sifa. Yeah, we see that mausuf sifa situation is when you have what we call a follower, a tabi', the one that follows. So there are a few, 4 cases of followers. We will look at this when we see the slides later. Yeah, but let's finish this one. Okay, so this is dun, zai, and lam. So what we need to look at is this table. Can you see this? Is it large enough? Can you see it, or do I need to explode it? Okay. So where do you think our tanzila is light? If it is heavy, it will be tanzilan. Yes. So where do you think it fits here? Can someone spot it? It's actually quite obvious. Tanzilan comes from which family?
The second family.
Ta'liman. Yeah, ta'liman. The second family. So that's how we select where it belongs to. So this one would be family 2. Okay, now, all right. Who can do the family 2 Madi for me? And the Mudariq, the usual things that we do for Saf. Oops, sorry. This is already there. Let me take it away. I don't want you to.
نزل ينزل تنزيلا.
Okay, Nazala. Naz. The Shadda is on.
نزل.
Nazala. And we always said that when it is a Madin, it always ends with a Fatha. Yes? Okay, Nazala. And it's family 2. So it starts with a U, right? You said just now. Yunazilu. Yeah. And then we said with a Mudariq that is marfu, it's always Dhamma. Yunazilu. Then we see our friend, the master. And Zealand. I normally put my fatatain on the lam rather than the alif, yes, because sometimes you see in books that it appears on the alif, but I rather put it on the root letter because alifs are vowels and they're not supposed to hold harakas. They cannot hold a harakah, yeah? So that's why we don't put the harakah on top of alif. So nazala yunazilu tanzilan. So this is actually a masdar. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Okay. So now what's the Irab of this word? This is what we're going to learn about. I'm just going to write the Irab here first, and then later on we will do the details on this particular type of isim. Okay. So this is what we call, actually there is 2 Irabs for Tanzila. It can be 2 Irabs, yeah? The first Irab is, let me put it, the more popular one, and they call it Maf'ul Mutlaq. We've all heard of Maf'ul Mutlaq, yes? And this Maf'ul Mutlaq is of course Mansub. Yes, we see that, it's Mansub. And it's Mansub. How do we know it's Mansub? Because of the Fatha. Yeah, the Fatha. So this is how we would write the Irab. Maf'ul Mutlaq Mansub bil Fatha. But how do we know this is a Maf'ul Mutlaq? I mean, how can we say it's a Maf'ul Mutlaq? There's no fi'il around. Okay, so this is where we add, yes, Maf'ul Mutlaq Mansub bil Fatha li fi'il because of a missing fi'il. Actually, not only in the Arabic language that we have all these missing things. Okay, even in the English language, we also have the same thing. Yeah, but they've actually come up with rules and regulations on this. Mahzuf. So there's a fi'il that is mahzuf, and we are saying that this fi'il is nazala. Yeah, because we're looking at this family. So we're saying it is nazala. And the whole thing would be something like this. We would normally put the fi'il in front or before, yeah, before the maf'ul mutlaq. This is how it is. We do not put it, we don't have a maf'ul mutlaq that is after. No, we do not put a maf'ul mutlaq before the fi'il. It's always after. Yeah. So here it is. This is your what it would have been if the maf'ul was not missing. Nazala. Okay. So nazala, tanzila, al-zizi, al-rahim. We'll do the translation later. Then sorry, this should be number 2. Yeah, let me correct that. So this should be number 2. The second thing is with things that are mansub. Most maf'uls are mansub, right? So the first one is something special, maf'ul mutlaq that we saw. The second one is our normal maf'ul that we would normally have following a fi'il and its fa'il. Yes, this is what we always say, maf'ul bihi. Yeah, maf'ul bihi. And then it will be the same thing, mansub bil fattah. We have 2 options. Either we can look at it as a maf'ul mutlaq or a maf'ul bihi mansub. Yes, and what is this maf'ul bihi mansub? Is also with a missing fi'il. Of course, it needs a fi'il. Yep, sorry. Okay, we can say mahzuf again. This is going to be a word that you will see often, yeah, in your Irab. And the other word I should have put up there, but never mind. I left it out. Taqdiruhu, which is estimated to be, yeah. Or it should have been this, or this should have been in its place. Taqdiruhu, that's what it all means. Yeah, taqdiruhu. The favorite one here is amda. Yeah, just now was nazala, right? So the favorite one here is amda. Why they say amda? When we do the translation, you'll see what I mean. Yeah, sorry. Amda is actually to praise. When you praise, when you how do you say? When you do an eulogy, you know what eulogy is? When you praise someone, normally someone who has passed away. That's eulogies normally, yeah. But this amda here means to praise, amda. So there's another way of translating, another way of looking at this. And then when we translate it, we can see the difference. Okay, takdiruhu amda, and the sentence would have been, sorry, I keep coming up to do this. Okay, get all my numbers. This is not a number. All right, so we've added this. These are the 2 things that the grammarians say that we can do for tanzila in this case, yeah, in this verse. Either we say it's maf'ul mutlaq with a fi'il that's mahzub, and this fi'il is nazala, the family from which it comes, or it could be a fi'il for a maf'ul bihi. Yes, sorry, it could be it could be a maf'ul bihi for a fi'il that is missing, which is amdahu. Yeah, amdahu means to praise. I praise, or I praise. Yeah, I praise. Okay, so that's the 2 options. Now, we've learned, I know in your minds, we've learned that maf'ul mutlaq is to emphasize, right? Darabtu Zaidun darban, for example. I hit Zaid really hard, right? Something like that. So where does this come in? How is this maf'ul mutlaq? Yeah. So today we're going to learn the 3 different functions of maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah. One of them is emphasis, the one that we know well. But there are other 2 which are not so well. Yeah, so this one falls in the second category, which we don't know so well. Sorry, today I'm a bit not too well, so I'm going. Just bear with me, okay? So here we have nazala amdahu. So one in the case of a maf'ul mutlaq, the other in the case of a normal maf'ul bihi with a missing fi'il. Here we used something that has the same root letters as maf'ul mutlaq. This is something that we find with most maf'ul mutlaq. This is what most maf'ul mutlaq will have. Yeah, when you use a masdar, it will come from the same family with the same root letters. But there are exceptions. You can have maf'ul mutlaq that come with totally different root letters, but then meaning is still the same. We will see this as well. Yeah. And so in this case, we see that it is in from the same family, right? From family two. There are cases when you have the fi'il in another family, yes, and another fi'il in from another family. Sometimes this is mujarrad, sometimes this is mazid fi. We see this as well. But the key here is that the root letters will be the same. Yeah, for in those cases, the root letter will be the same. In this case, it's just random. It doesn't. There is no echo. This is amdah. It has the meaning also doesn't have anything to do with tanzila. Yeah, so that's why we say it's maf'ul bihi. This is the difference between the two. Okay. Then al-azizi, since we say this is light, right? And this is idafa. So al-azizi is what, Brother Ham? Sorry. Can you hear me? Sorry, was my voice intermittent for a while. Brother Hazim, can you try the Iraq for al-azizi? Al-azizi?
مضاف إليه.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. So it's mudaf ilay, and what is its status, mudaf ilay?
status مجرور.
Majrur. And why do we say it's majrur? Because
the ضمة
no, no,
فتحة.
no, no.
أنا عزيزي كسرة sorry.
There, yes, kasrah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, you're getting there. So yeah, mudaf ilay majrur bil kasrah. Yeah. Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahim. Sister Nazma, why don't you try? What is Ar-Rahim here?
Is it?
I think I mentioned it actually just now. Rahim. So we know this is mudaf ilay. Yeah, so there is no mubtada here, right?
Mhm.
So Ar-Rahim can only be one thing.
Okay.
Mm. Both are all four properties match. Yeah.
موصوف صفة. Is it?
Yeah, so this would be your mausul. Yeah, this is also mausul, but we don't say that. Yeah, it's mudaf ilay. So this would be sifa. How would I write the irab for this?
Um,
The proper way.
صفة.
Sifa. Okay, sifa. And this sifa, what is the status of this sifa?
Is jar.
Yeah, okay. So we say majrura. We will follow because this is sifa, so that's majrura. Yeah, and it is majrura because of
بالكسرة.
yeah, bil kasra. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So the saf part, al-azizi, al-rahimi. Yeah, these two words are in the same form. Okay, and they're from the what we call the mushtaqat. Mushtaqat are words that are derived from fi'ils. Okay, so al-azizi,
Sister
al-rahim.
Zurida,
Yes, sir.
العزيز this is مضاف إليه مجرور
Mhm.
ولكن صفة الرحيم مجرورة why is one مجرور and one مجرورة
Oh, this is sifa.
yes it's
Tamam.
because of so we would write it not مجرور ولكن مجرورة
Yeah, but
ah
actually, sifa has. I've been also told that this is also what do you call it? Neutral gender. Yeah.
ah
So sometimes you will also see this without the tamabuta. Yeah. Mm-mm.
يعني
So the
if we can see صفة with مجرور as well
yes, you can also see sifa with majrur as well. But
okay
this is I liked it this way because it was like sifa majrura bil kasrah. No, so nice,
ah,
nice.
okay
So you're given that, you're given that leeway. We don't have to follow word per word for how they do the Iraq. As long as generally people understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. But some cases, of course, when it is it's feminine and masculine, you do have to make that. But in this case, sifa, yeah, it is actually a neutral gender word. Yeah, sifa. Okay. So these words are what we call from the mushtaqat. Yeah, they are derived words that are derived. Yes, and they are what we call. I think you've heard of this, right? They are called sifah mushabbaha. Sifah mushabbaha. How do I spell mushabbaha again? My spelling this way, right? Is that right? Right. Sifah mushabbaha. Yeah. So sifah mushabbaha actually tells you that this particular description, yeah, Al-Aziz, Ar-Rahim, is something that is part of what it is describing. Yeah. In this case, it would have been Lafzul Jalalah. Yes, the word Lafzul Jalalah. We will look at it grammatically. Sifah Mushabbaha. So obviously Allah is all powerful, yes, almighty, and He's Ar-Rahim. Yes, He's infinitely merciful. So this is something that He is always having this quality. He doesn't like the next day Allah is not Aziz and Allah is not Rahim. He is always Aziz, He's always Rahim. Okay, so this is why we call it Sifah Mushabbaha, meaning that it is part of Him, Sifah, part of Him. Yeah. So Sifah Mushabbaha, when you take a word and you say that it's Sifah Mushabbaha, almost all the time it will come from a fi'il that is, what do you think? What type of fi'il do you think it will come from? It can only come from a fi'il lazim. Fi'il lazim is a fi'il that doesn't take a maf'ul. You only have fi'il and fa'il. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Okay, so let's say if I had something like karuma. Yeah, karuma. What's the translation for karuma? This is a fi'il, madi, karuma. How would I say it? Anybody know? Let's just see what it means. I don't know. Just now, someone told me that they were using Arab tools. Arab tool is quite good, but I think it hasn't been, how do you say? It has not been, this is Karuma, to be noble, okay, to be magnanimous. So it's something that is not muta'adi. It cannot take a maf'ul, no, because he is noble, right? You're saying that someone is being noble. So, sorry, where is it? Open too many. Okay, here. Yeah. So karuma. So for karuma, we don't make things like isim fa'il from this. Yeah. Remember isim fa'il? Isim fa'il is like the teacher, the doctor, things like that. That's isim fa'il. Yeah. Because they are not a doctor or a teacher all the time. Yeah. So you won't take an isim, you won't make an isim fa'il from karuma. What you will do is you make a sifah mushabbaha from karuma. So al-karim, for example. Yeah, because it's something that is permanent. Someone is not generous 1 minute, and I mean, when you say generous, I don't mean that you give a lot of money and things like that. Just your natural state. That a person is, karim. A person is karim. Yeah, he's good. He doesn't become bad the next day. It's when you're a good person, you're a good person. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we mean by sifah mushabbaha. So for isim fa'il, yes.
Sister Zurita, please repeat it once more, please, if you could. It's very important. So, okay.
What was the other question? What was the other question? It's okay, Sister Fazana.
Is in English, is it similar to character, this sifah mushabbaha?
Something like that. Yes, you can say something like that. But sifah, there's two words. This one we are getting in deep. We shouldn't be going here. But there's also another word called wasf. Yeah, which is from it, and sifah is similar. But wasf is something even more inherent. Because when you talk about sifah, you have normally a mausuf that you're describing. Sifah, you talk about a mausuf. Wasf is something that is,
Characteristic.
yes, characteristic. So you can say that he is a tall man. Okay. So you're describing the man. He's a tall man. But when you say he's angry, angry is the state he's in, the description of his state now. He's angry. Yeah. So
feminine.
so wasp is like that. Yeah. So that's that. So anyway, back to this slowly again. All right. Okay. How do I go back? Okay. So we have karuma, yes, and we have yakrumu, of course. Yakrumu. You remember we don't have when we learned the mujarrad for this, there was no how do we say passive form of karuma. There was no passive form of karuma, so meaning that it cannot take a maful. Yeah. So from this sort of verbs, when you do the how do you say the so-called isim fa'il part, yes, it will be in a form of sifah mushabbaha. But actually you don't have one. Yeah, but we can say when you want to talk about something that is characteristic of that person, like you say he teaches, he's a teacher, right? So he's generous, he's a generous person, yes. So that part is the generous person part, you would call it sifah mushabbaha. We don't call it like a doer. Like being generous is not an like a doer as in teaching. That's the difference. Yeah, because one is part of you, the other one is something that you do. This is basically what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So with sifah mushabaha is part of you. With isim fa'il, it's what you do. Okay, that's the difference between the two. So that's why when it's something that you do, then you have normally a maf'ul. You do it to someone, you do it in a certain way, right? But with karuma like this, you're generous, it stops there. You're generous. That's it. Yeah. So that's the thing. So sifa mushabah comes from what we call fi'il lazim. Yeah, al fi'il lazim. Let me correct that. I'll do the notes better for you so that then you can follow. Yeah, al lazim.
So sister, for lazim don't have isim fa'il.
So yes, for lazim we do not have isim fa'il.
It only have sifah musyabbahah like that.
Yes, it will only have sifah mushabah.
Alright.
Okay. Now, I never do have a ya. Not my actually my saf is as weak as you are probably, but I'm trying. I'm trying to share what I have learned and what I have understood. Yeah. So this one I will do up the notes for you so that then it's easier for you to read. Yeah. So that we have done this. Now let's translate this. So we have two options of translation. So for this one, Sister Rylin, would you like to translate? Try to translate this. Nazzala tanzil al-aziz al-rahim.
As a,
Nazzala. Nazzala is from family 2. So this is like he sent, okay. He sent.
sent, is it? He sent down.
Okay, he sent down. Good.
Okay. Then the second one, he sends down.
This is not a fail, remember? This
Oh,
is isim. Ah, yes.
uh,
I'm going to put the word here because it's difficult. Or maybe because this is when the mudaf ilayhi, whether it is definite or indefinite depends on whether the mudaf is definite or indefinite depends on your mudaf ilayhi. So if your mudaf ilayhi is definite, So this would be he sent down the.
He sent.
So if this is send down or reveal, okay, another way we can say reveal, it will help you. Then this would be Mazda.
Okay.
What's the Mazda in English?
Sending.
Okay. If I say this as he reveals, right? This would become
Reveals.
okay. This the Mazda would be either shen at the end.
Oh, okay. Revelation.
Yes. Continue.
Um,
Sorry. Al Al Azizi,
um,
and this is mudaf mudaf alai, so there is an off.
so I forgot the Aziz.
Okay. Okay. The English version of Aziz, yeah.
Um,
So I'm just gonna put here for you.
Almighty. Okay.
Oh, the Almighty, and of course Rahim. You can give me that. All right.
The loving.
Okay. We normally use merciful. Loving is lovely too. Okay, so he sent down the revelation of the Almighty, the Merciful. Okay, note. This is your mafhum mutlaq. No emphasis here. Okay, how are we using this? So we'll learn this later in a while. Okay, now the second translation. Oops, sorry. Nah. Okay, who wants to try the second translation? Any volunteers?
Amdahu, I praise
I praise. Yes.
the revelation of the Almighty, the Merciful.
Alhamdulillah. We should say Allahu Akbar. Okay, revelation. Here we go. I praise the revelation of the Almighty, Merciful. Yeah. So see, the translation is like this. Hmm? So he sent down the revelation of the Almighty, the Merciful. I praise the revelation of the Almighty, the Merciful. Yeah. So in one case, it's maf'ul mutlaq. I explained to you why this is maf'ul mutlaq, and as opposed to maf'ul bihi, it's all got to do with the verb that you're looking at. Yeah. If the verb has the same root letters, then highly likely this is maf'ul mutlaq. If it's totally a different verb with totally different meaning, then it's just another fi'il with its maf'ul bihi. But if it is root letters the same or the meaning is the same, then it is maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah. So we've done our Irab for 5 as well as our Saf. Yes. So we learned that this is Sifah Mushabaha in this form Rahim, Aziz. Okay, now we do our intro or our revision on Maf'ul Mutlaq as in general. You know, what is actually Maf'ul Mutlaq? Right. Bismillah. Now, this is my hadith for the day, but we don't have time to go through it. I hope you will read through it because it's quite neat. Yeah. So I just want to, how do you say, summarize what we know about things that are rafa. So what are the things out there that we will classify as rafa? Okay, so this is basically what I'm saying. Fa'il, you saw this. Naibul fa'il, kind of saw this. Mubtada, khabar, isim kana. We haven't done this as a review topic, but I think you know of isim kana. Yeah, isim kana is marfu, habar kana is mansub. And it's one of those nasih halves, remember the ones that change a muqtada and habar into isim and habar. So that's why we call it half nasib. Then we have habar inna. Inna is half of nas. Yes, so its isim will be mansub, but the habar of inna is rafa. Then this is the thing that I was mentioning just now about Mausuf and Sifah, yeah? And Mausuf Sifah is one of the followers, we call it. A tabi is a follower, yeah? So these tabi's, these followers follow something that is rafa. And by virtue of that, they are also rafa because followers always follow what they follow in terms of status, okay? Followers follow what they follow in terms of status only. That tabi. So we saw this. This is sifah, na'at. Ataf, obviously. Yeah. Tawkid, because you're repeating the same thing when you make tawkid. And badal, because you're replacing it. So it has to be the same status. Yeah. So these are your your four followers. So this is your mafu'at. What we are going to look at today is the mansubat. Okay, the mansubs. And what are the mansubs? Okay, what are the mansubs? Mafuls, of course, are mansubs. Yeah. Maful bihi. Mazda, I use the term Mazda here. So just to remind you that when we did the Saf table, our Mazda was always in Nasab status as opposed to the others, right? And that is just so that Ustad wanted to highlight that the Mazda is actually your Maf'ul Mutlaq. So when grammarians say Mazda, talking about grammarians, not the ones who do Saf, yeah, the ones who do Nahu, they are actually talking about Maf'ul Mutlaq. Yeah, that's just another term. Zaf zaman, zaf makan, these are also mansub. Hal is also mansub. Tamyiz is also mansub. Isim la, yes, categorical negation is also mansub. Mustasna, the thing that you, how do I exclude, yeah. And munada, the thing that you call, the tabi', oh sorry, this is wrong spelling, I'll correct that. That follows something that is nasab, of course, it will be mansub. Maf'ul min ajlihi, this is the one that tells you why. Maf'ul ma'ahu, I think maybe some of you may not have heard of ma'ahu. Yeah, this is, it occurs not that often in the Quran. If we come across it, then I will explain it. Yeah, it has the meaning of, actually, it has a wow, the wow, ma'iyah, and it follows after the ma'iyah. You know, it's like when you want to say that Zaid came with someone else. Okay, for example, you can, if let's say is Zaid came with Ali. Oh no, Ali is not a good name. Give me something that is easy to make mansub. Zaid came with, or maybe Ali came with Zaid. All right, Ali came with Zaid. If you see Zaid in Rafa status, it would have been Ali came with, Ali came and Zaid came, because that wow would be ataf, right? So that's one way of looking at the wow. Or the other way is when Ali came with Zaid, you won't put Zaid in marfu status. You will put it in mansub status because that wow now becomes wow ma'iyah. So in English, you would say with rather than and. Instead of Zaid and Ali came, yeah, we said that. Zaid came with Ali, something like that, yeah. So this one, we can look at it later when we come across it, inshallah. Habakana and the sisters, I mentioned this before, Isim Ina and their sisters as well. Yep, so these are all your mansubat, and we're going to concentrate on the masdar. So maf'ul, the absolute object. This is the English translation. Yeah, the English translation. So there are 5 types. What are the 5 types? Maf'ul bihi, mentioned it. Maf'ul mutlaq or masdar. Maf'ul lahu, ajlihi. This is ma'ah. Yeah, and maf'ul fihi. Yeah, fa'amul fihi, which is zaf, basically. So what do they do? You maf'ul bihi. Who or what? The question they answer. How was the action done? Maf'ul mutlaq. Why was it done? Maf'ul lahu. Yeah. With whom or with what was it done? Yeah. And when and where did it take place? Yeah. So this is what the maf'uls do. I know Ustad calls hal as a maf'ul as well, but I think that's to make things easier for you to remember. But actually, hal is not a maf'ul. Yeah. Grammatically speaking, uh, it is not a maf'ul. Hal is hal, but it's mansub. So maf'ul mutlaq, how the action was done. It has three main functions to emphasize the action. That, like I said, darabtu Zaidan darban. I gave Zaid a real beating. Yeah, this is how you would translate it in English. To describe the type of action. This was what we saw just now with nazala tanzila. Yes, to describe the type of action. To indicate the number of times the action happened. Okay, so these are the three main functions. Not that difficult to remember. Emphasize, to describe, to indicate. Yes, so because this is how the action was done. So how many times did he hit you or something like that? Yeah. Okay. Now emphasis. I have some examples here, so inshallah this will make it clearer. Hopefully. Maf'ul mutlaq lil tawkid. Yeah, because of tawkid. So maf'uls become maf'uls. They become mansub. Yeah. The isms from marfu' becomes mansub for because there are agents of change, which we call amil. Yeah. And the most common one is, of course, your fi'il. Your fi'il makes things change. Okay, so one is the fi'il. And one example here, this is the classic example for maf'ul mutlaq. Kallamallahu Musa takliman. Yeah, takliman, because takliman, remember, is masdar for family too, just like our tanzilan. Yeah, so Allah spoke to Moses with direct speech. Yeah, something like that. Sometimes you cannot translate things in another language because sometimes that language has this special feature that only those speaking the language will understand. So you get this feel, yeah, this feeling that there is emphasis here. No, he spoke exclusively to Musa, something like that. Yeah. Another agent of change or amil is your isim fa'il because when it behaves like a fi'il, you get the same result. Yeah. So this is Safat. This one is your angels, of course. Yeah. They are standing in rows by those angels lined up in rows. So Safan is your maf'ul mutlaq. So they lined up in beautiful rows, very precise rows. Yeah. So there's some emphasis there. And another thing that can change the masdar is the masdar itself. So this is something that happens here. فَإِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ جَزَاؤُكُمْ جَزَاءٌ. Yeah, it's your masdar. This is your masdar in Rafa status. This is itafa. Yes, this is itafa. Jaza'an mawfuran. So indeed, hell will be the recompense of you, an ample recompense. Jaza is the balasan. In the Malay word for that will be balasan. Yeah, the return of what you did, or the result of what you did. That's what I was saying just now. That sometimes you get maful mutlaqs coming with fi'ils that have the same meaning, but the root letters are different. Okay, so what are the examples here? You know that jalasa is to sit. Yeah, qa'ada is also to sit. So here we have qa'ada Zaidun jalusan. So he really sat down. He was tired. Yes, just in the chair. So qa'ada Zaidun jalusan. The other one is qama Zaidun wukufan. Wukuf from the word waqaf to stop. Yes, so he's still completely. So here we are saying that Zaid stood maybe completely still. He just did not move. Stood there and didn't budge. Yeah, so qama Zaidun wukufan. So this is maful mutlaq, doing the emphasis. It's an action that you're doing and you want to show that this action is done in a precise way. Okay. So maf'ul mutlaq, emphasis. The second reason just now was the one we saw with nazala tanzilan. Yes. So why do I say this? Because we call it li bayan now. It describe the type of action. Now is type. Yeah. Bayan is to clarify. So we have this pattern. You will notice this. Yeah. Uktub kitabatan. So kitabatan is a masdar of kataba. Uhibbu sadiki hubbal ahi. Yeah. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubina. This is from Surah Al-Fat. And here, wala tabarrajna tabarruja al-jahiliyatil ula. Yeah, this is one of the rulings that came out about hijab. Yeah. You see here, hubbal akhi. This is an idafa. Yeah. And then we see here fathan mubinan. This is mausuf sifah. And here again, tabarrujal jahiliyah. Tabarrujal jahiliyah. So this is also, what do you think? What combination is? We said just now, when you have an isim that is majrur, then almost always the word before it has to be an isim too. Yeah. So this is also an idafa. So when you say this idafa effect, effect is usually to describe the type of action. Yeah. Okay. You understand that, right? Inshallah. Yeah. Write legibly. Yeah. Literally write a clear writing. Yeah. Because this is masdar. We always say masdar to be eating or talking, sleeping, right? So with the ing at the end. That's what we said, a gerund. In English, we call this gerund, the ones with the ing endings. Yeah. Hubbal ahi. So I love my friend in what way? With the love of a brother. That's what we're saying, yes? And then we have given you what? A clear conquest. Yeah? Fathan mubina. Fatahna, fathan mubina. And here, do not display yourself as was the display of the earlier times. Yes, because this was before the hijab came down. They didn't cover their heads. And now they are asked to cover their head. So this is the type of mafhum mutlaq that sometimes we don't recognize. But we feel of it, uktub kitabatan, because of the root letters, so we can see, okay, this must be some sort of mafhum mutlaq, yeah, because the verb and the isim here has the same root letters, and this isim is mansub, so you can make an intelligent guess that this is a mafhum mutlaq. Yeah, this is a mafhum. The cases is when the root letters are different but the meaning is the same. Sometimes it's not that obvious, but in this case it's quite clear. But when we translate it, then we ask, there's no emphasis here, then we know that it is not the emphasis type. It is the one that describes the type of action. Yeah, the bayan nawa. Okay, so this is the second one. The third one is describing the number. What's this? So here we are actually clarifying the number. Yep. So in this case, nasitu, only the endings change. This is fi'il, madin, and this nun is not anita. Yeah, this nun is actually one of the root letters. Was sajadtu, sajadatan, wahidatan. Okay, sajadatan is your maf'ul mutlaq. And what does it do? It describes the number 1. I forgot and performed only one sajda. Yeah, I forgot nasitu, sajdatu. So your doer here is ana. Oops, sorry. Here, it comes out both at the same time, so can't help it. So this is also a classic example. Whenever you learn maf'ul mutlaq, this example will come up. Okay, we'll see this. So here is fajliduhum samanina jaldatan. Yeah. So lash them with 80 lashes, we are saying. So it's describing this action of jaldatan. Sorry, it's describing this number samanina. Yeah, jaldatan. Here, here the meaning is now fadukata dakatan. Yeah, this one you can guess, right? Daka is to flatten. And the earth and the mountains are lifted and crushed with one blow. Yeah, flattened with one blow. Yeah, so the ones that I highlight are your maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, the masdar of the verb that you see. Yeah, here. Ajlidu. Yeah. Sajad, sajadatu. And then here, fadukatta. Fadukatta. Right, so the three different ways of using maf'ul mutlaq. Emphasis to describe what sort of action, how that, and here in order to describe the number. Okay, then we have cases, of course, there's always cases of deputies. We see this so often, niabatan an. We see this in the signs of our Rafa Nasab Jar, the alamat. Yes, the alamat has what we call niabatan an or badalan min. Okay, so these are deputies for alamat. We also have deputies for maf'ul mutlaq. Okay, so here the maf'ul mutlaq can be dropped or replaced by another word with the meaning of maf'ul mutlaq. What do we mean by this? So normally the words sifas, ala, and adat. These are tools. Yeah, this is very rare. So I've only got one example for you, and this is very rare. So sifa, this one is quite a lot. Yeah. So darabtahu shadidan. We drop something. So shadidan here ibu maf'ul mutlaq, and the original sentence was something like this: darabtahu darban shadidan. So the sifa has taken the place of the maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, darban shadidan. I struck him hard. Yeah. So this is one example from the Quran. Wakula, kula is both eat. Yeah, this is this alif here is your dual alif. So wakula minha ragadan. I think if you read Surah Baqarah, you know which ayah I'm talking about. So here ragadan is your sifah of aklan. Yeah, ragadan. Wakula minha aklan ragadan. So your maf'ul mutlaq has been dropped and the sifah has taken its place. But the meaning is still there. Ragadan is not something you can translate with one word. Yes. So you have to have a few words here and eat both of you. This is kula, freely with pleasure and delight. Yeah. Freely with pleasure and delight of things. Yeah. So that's what ragadan is. You just do as you wish. Eat as you wish. Yeah. So that's one. And then here another example, bisifa, yudillu bihi kasira. Yeah, yudillu bihi kasira. So kasira is your naib maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, it's the sifa of something. And that something would be the masdar of yudillu. Yeah, and what is masdar of yudillu? Dalalan. Yeah, dalalan. So yudillu bihi dalalan kasiran. This was the original sentence, so to speak. Yeah, but you have dropped the maf'ul mutlaq and you're just using the sifa to represent the maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, so there's nothing difficult to understand here. So now let's look at the very rare one, the ala. So this is something like this. Yeah, darabtu ar-rajula sawtan. So this is your maf'ul bihi. Sultan is like a whip. Yeah, and so this whip, which is the ala, the tool, you hit someone with it, right? Is your na'ib maf'ul mutlaq. So it would be have something like it would have been something like this. Yeah, darabtu ar-rajula darban bisutin. Yeah, bisutin. This was the original sentence, but when you drop that, this becomes mansub. I lashed the man with a whip. Yeah, I lashed the man with a whip. So this one I couldn't find any Quranic examples, but if I do come across it, inshallah, I will share it with you. Okay, then here is adad. Yeah, adad. So sometimes the number can represent the maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah, the number will represent. Assalamualaikum. Have I been talking?
Waalaikumsalam.
How long have I talking with the mic off?
Yes, the mic was off.
From when? So subhanallah. I didn't even notice that. Why didn't anybody say anything?
It's only my mic not working, so it is topic only.
do I go back to which slide now? Which slide should I go back to? Sorry. When
With
did
this
I
only started.
with this slide only, is it?
No,
Okay. Only this
no,
slide?
this we heard this.
Intermittent, sorry.
I think
Is this okay?
slide 15.
Slide 15. Slide 13 is okay. Yeah, the sifah. Allah, this is also okay. Yeah, this is quite simple. The Rabtu ar-Rajula Sultan. Yeah, the Sultan itself is your whip and it takes the place of your maf'ul mutlaq. The original sentence would have been this, yes, be sultan. But once you drop the maf'ul mutlaq, this becomes mansub. Yeah. And adad. My question was, sorry, Sister Nazma, my question was to you, which is the maf'ul mutlaq in this ayah?
Okay. Jalda. Jalda.
The maf'ul mutlaq is adad. The maf'ul mutlaq is the adad. So adad means number. Jalda is not a number.
Tamanin. Okay.
Yes, that's right. So this is the slight difference, yeah? Just now we saw, what did we see just now? We saw that the maf'ul mutlaq can play three different roles, right? To emphasize, to describe how the action was done or what type of action was being done, and it also clarifies the number. We said that. Okay, so that's a different scenario. In this case, we are saying in this ayah that the maf'ul mutlaq is now being replaced by a number. So you're right, the maf'ul mutlaq is actually samanina. Samanina is one of those words, yeah, naib maf'ul mutlaq. And this is actually tamyiz, the thing that is being counted. Tamyiz, when we talk about tamyiz in the context of numbers, is the thing that's being counted. So jalda is your lashes. Yeah, but your samanina is your maf'ul mutlaq. Because the original sentence was this. Yeah. Yeah. Jaldan samanina jaldatan. Yeah. Ajliduhum jaldan samanina jaldatan. But we dropped the jaldan and we just took the number. Same case here. Yeah, same case here. Here, this is mansub But the way we describe the mansub, yeah, what is the sign for samanina that it is mansub?
Ina.
Ina, right? The ya is the sign that it is mansub. Yeah, good. So here, the sign that it is mansub, mi'ah, is just the normal fathah. Yeah. So here, flog each of them. Yeah. Kulla wahidan. This is how you translate this. Each of them with 100 lashes. Yes, with 100 lashes. So mi'ah here is your naib maf'ul mutlaq mansub, and jaldatin is mudaf ilayhi majrur bil kasrah. 100 of lashes actually. Yeah, it should be flog each of them with 100 of lashes actually. Then it will be clearer that this is idafa. In this case, it's just 80 lashes. Yeah, so this is tamyiz. It just describes, it is the thing that is being counted in this sentence that has a number. That has a number 80 lashes. We will be doing numbers towards the end, and numbers is quite challenging. Okay, alhamdulillah. Now let's talk about maf'ul mutlaq just for another 5 minutes. This one, I hope you don't mind. I always seem to be overshooting my thing. Okay. Sam'an wa taw'an. I hear and I obey. Yes, this is how we would translate it. But we're talking about sam'an wa taw'an. These are two isim. So how come we translate it? Why do we translate it as I hear and I obey? Yeah, doesn't seem to be correct. That's because maf'ul mutlaq is at work. Yes, maf'ul mutlaq is at work, and there's a fi'il that is mahsuf that we saw just now when we did amda. Yeah, something like that. Not amda. What did we use just now? What was in the this one? Yeah, nazala was the one that we said was missing, right? For this one. So sam'an maf'ul mutlaq li fi'lin mahsuf taqdiruhu asma'u sam'an laka wa uti'u tau'an. Yes, so I hear you a hearing, and I obey you an obeying. Yeah, something like that. But we don't say that. We just say I hear and I obey. Yeah, that's the literal translation. Shukran. This one you should know. This one is something that we say all the time, or most of the time. So this is also maf'ul mutlaq. And the fi'il that's mahzuf is ashkuru. Yes, ashkuru. So ashkuruka, shukran, for example. I thank you with thanks. Yeah. Then ma'azallah. Yeah, ma'aza is maf'ul mutlaq fi'il mahzuf taqdiru a'uzu. We are actually asking Allah to how do you say stop something? Yeah, ma'azallah. Forbid. If English they would say heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. But we say ma'azallah. Subhanallah. Yes, this is actually subhana is also maf'ul mutlaq. And the mahzuf fi'il is usabbih. Usabbih is I praise. Yeah, I praise Allah. So this is a way that maf'ul mutlaq is being used. Alhamdulillah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So then we have finished for today. Any questions? Sorry about that. I didn't know the mic was off. Subhanallah. I think somebody has to rehearse something with me so I don't do that again. Inshallah. Yeah, any questions so far? Sister Radin, are you all right today with this?
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. Sister Nazma, you all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Most of this actually I take from my Ustad. And yes, Sister Fazana.
Sisters, read like in sentences like samanina jaldan, a layman would take jaldan immediately as the maf'ul mutlaq. So
Yeah.
how to be careful about this thing? And like if you would have asked me, I would have told you yes, jaldan is the maf'ul mutlaq. While this is tamiz. So like how can we from this mistake?
Okay. You're saying that if you look at a sentence like this, yes, you would have automatically went to say that this is your,
مفعول مطلق.
yeah, because we see here,
Well,
right?
yes.
Lock them with
So in these cases like this would always it would be challenging for us.
Yes, I do agree. Because in this case, right, like just now when we saw with our case of this one, we could tell when it's maf'ul mutlaq because we said because it was similar in the root letters, so on and so forth. And this is maf'ul bihi because, you know, the meaning also is not the same and things like that, right? But in this case, no, right? In this case, it's ajliduhum samanina jaldatan. Okay. Now I'm going to share you there's another slide back here where we said the same thing under adat. Okay. Recognize this? Same thing, right? Fajliduhum samanina jaldatan. You asked me this question because yes, there are two opinions on this. In this case, it's actually describe the number. This is the maf'ul mutlaq and it's describing the number. In the other case just now, the other school of thought was we can also look at it this way, that the original sentence was like this, right? And we've dropped the, how do you say, the maf'ul mutlaq, and this now represents the maf'ul mutlaq, and this is your tamyiz. So both are correct, Sister Fazana, so you don't have to worry about that.
Okay. But this
No,
is the only
this is a little,
this thing
yeah,
and Samanina is the only example in Quran of maf'ul mutlaq. Or we do have other examples also. Like now I will keep this in mind, inshallah, but I'm saying for the rest of the cases, like if it comes
yeah.
to,
So I think you have a choice. You have a choice
okay.
how you want to look at. Yeah, how do you want to look at it? Yeah, alhamdulillah. I didn't think, you know, but you spotted it. Alhamdulillah, I was thinking now, who will notice this? Alhamdulillah, you did.
In fact, this tamiz is always confusing for me. I could never understand this tamiz when now I remember it that it had given me very tough time because I cannot differentiate between tamiz and maf'ul mutlaq.
Ah,
So
tamyiz, usually, tamyiz,
inshallah,
another thing about tamyiz is that it is actually not mushtaqat. Most tamyiz are not mushtaqat. That's the other thing. Mafhum mutlaq is. That's another way as well. Yeah. But that there are exceptions though. There are tamyiz that comes from the mushtaqat, derived. Most of the time it's jamid. So that's something that they say like in general. But I have come across tamyiz that are also derived. So you need to look at the context back again. Yeah, you need to look at the context back again. I normally get tamyiz hal and maf'ul bihi. Maf'ul bihi is the one that sometimes you're not sure where you are. And maf'ul bihi with ma'u fihi sometimes. Sometimes maf'ul fihi, they call it maf'ul bihi. So it really depends on how you want to translate it or understand it. So this is something we need to learn. You know, sometimes the rules don't stick. The rules are made, as I said to you, I think I've said often enough, the rules came after the language. We're trying to make sense of something that's already been there, right? So where we can, we make rules, but there will always be exceptions because it is a language and it changes. I think even now, if we were to study Arabic, it will be like totally different. The way the Arabs speak Arabic now, and the Arabs spoke Arabic then, two different types of Arabic. But Alhamdulillah, we just stick to the Quranic one, the Quranic version with the tafsir. If not, we'll get very confused. Okay, inshallah. Okay then. So next week, we have this other verse that we need to go through. And it is quite it's quite a quite an interesting verse because we have litunzira. This is Sister Ralin. This is fi'il. Yeah, there's no ya there. Yeah.
Okay.
So litunzira. I do not want to do any reviews next week because I want to concentrate on just the Irab. This is quite a long Irab. Yeah. So I will explain this the lesson after that. I'll go into detail the lesson after that. Yeah, because this is something what we call, how do I say? Let me see. I just want to give you a glimpse. Yeah. Have you tried downloading this one? This particular apps that I'm showing you? This one. I did put it in the chat, yeah? So you can just have a look at it. Move around. Don't be scared of the Arabic. Never be scared of the Arabic. As long as you have your dictionary here, your Al-Amani or your error tools. Sometimes error tools, because like I said, it hasn't been updated for some time. So certain things, some errors, they have not detected it yet. But so far, Alhamdulillah, this is quite good also. Yeah, this is simpler to use. Al-Ma'ani is more elaborate. You can choose the language you want to sorry, excuse me, the language that you want to look at. Yeah. I normally look at Arabic if I want to really torture myself, but it's good. Let's say for the At-Taba'ah, if it's Arabic to Arabic, then it will go and tell you all about the plurals, isim fa'il, what it is, etc. You can make it out actually. I think by now, after 1 or 2 years looking at Arabic, you should be able to use this. Or if you find it that difficult, then you just change it to English to English. Yeah. So it'll just translate whatever word it is into English, just like you would do with error tools. Error tools is more direct. This one, you can do a lot of things with this. You just need to go around and see what it is. But I just use it for translation. Yep, some people use it for some much more than that. They are quite good at it. So you see here, we're going to study something called lam ta'lil. Yes, I think you've heard of this, lam ta'lil. The lam that indicates that whatever follows is the reason why something else has happened. Yeah. Then we are going to see something called an, half of nas. Yeah, or this one is nawasib. This an is nawasib. I call it nawasib to differentiate it from half of nas, because half of nas acts on isims, half nawasib acts on mudari's, on present tense. So this is another long topic. Yeah, so that's why I don't want to do it next week. We just do Iraq next week and concentrate on that, because I don't want to text you too much on it. It'll be too much for you to absorb in one night, inshallah. Yeah, all right. Okay then, thank you so much for joining me again tonight. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, just PM me or ask me during class, or come early during class and then message so that I can see, you have a question, then I can prepare the answer to it. Yeah, anytime you can put anything on the chat. Okay? You can just type anything on the chat, because this is why I like Skype. It doesn't disappear with Zoom. Once you logged off, the chat goes unless you save the chat. Yeah. So with Skype, it's still there. It's like WhatsApp in a way. It's like a cross between WhatsApp and Zoom. So that's why I like it. And once I stop the recording, in about a few minutes, the recording is already up. Yeah. Whereas with Zoom, I have to convert this and that. So that's why I don't go for Zoom. But Alhamdulillah, if we need to, maybe some other day, then maybe I will go to Zoom. But as for now, I think we can manage with Skype, inshallah. Yeah. Okay. So next week we're just doing totally Irab, because it's quite a long Irab and there are many things inside it. And then I will highlight which are the things that we will go through the lesson after that. So this will be our last class for this year, and then the new year starts over the weekend. So may this new year bring us a lot of exciting challenges and bring us the rewards, for facing these challenges, inshallah. Ameen. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. والله يجعل هذا العمل في ميزان حسناتك.
آمين.